Hello, everybody. Renee here, independent demonstrator, and we're going to talk about the abstract beauty and look at the features and make a card. This month, I'm making cards from this abstract beauty suite. Okay. I am sure I am live at this point. Hello, hello. And here is our abstract beauty. It's Monday, it's live time, and it's around 3 o'clock. So first of all, before I show you how to make this card, I'm going to show you this suite. And I want you to take a peek at some of those cards. And here they use just the abstract beauty to make these cards. And so when you go ahead and look on this side, this is what comes with the suite. And you can see all of those items. You do have a bundle. You do have adhesive backed hexagons. You have cards and envelopes. You have an ephemera pack, and you have designer paper, which is 4 by 6. And you get 48 sheets for each of 12 double-sided designs. Okay, so let's look at that and see what we have. Here are the hexagons, and they're in Just Jade, and there is Magenta Madness, and Petal Pink, I think, is the other color that is in this suite. I think it is, yeah, no, Blushing Bride, excuse me. Magenta Madness are the pinks, Blushing Bride, Pumpkin Pie, Crushed Curry, Just Jade, and Night of Navy are the colors of this. Now, I do believe these are black, though. These are, and then that would be the Blushing Bride, and that would be the Just Jade. And so you get these great little hexagons, which are fun. Then you get 10 envelopes. What's really cool about these envelopes is they are for the larger cards. That is correct. But each one has an absolutely different design. All right. And so that's kind of fun. They'll go with the individual cards. And so you will see that in just a moment. And so if you look here, you also get 10 cards that are 6 by 4s, and they too are individual. Okay, each one is different and would go with a chosen envelope, and you could choose that envelope, which ones you think are best suited to that card that you made. All right, and so those are they. Then you get a total of 10 of those, and each one is different. The ephemera pack is 60 pieces. So you get 2 of these, 2 of these, a bunch of these, as you can see. Those are the gold and the vellum, which is absolutely gorgeous. Then you get 2 hearts. One I took out already, but you can see here, this is this piece. You get these and this and hearts and stars and these little tags and labels and various fun items in this ephemera pack. You get 1 page of each. Okay, so 1 vellum, 1 of those, and 1 of these. And I too have used some of these. So you get 2 orange here. You get 2 pinks, 2 blues, 4 greens, 4 of these. That one is a green one. These are blue, 2 of these, 2 of those. So you can see all that you get in there. So really a fun pack. Keep that in there as much as possible, but that just came out. They do not have adhesive on the back of them. So you can, when I show you the stamp set, you could stamp them in a different color if you wanted to. And I'll show you that in a moment. Let me go ahead and show you that then now. See, here would be the flower. Here would be the center, so you could make your own colors if you didn't like it on the back of those, since they're not sticky. It's just plain white on the back. All right, and the great fun. this is amazing. These are amazing. You get 3 circles. You get actually 4 circles if you count this one. And you do get 4, you get 4 of these. I think I left it back there, but you do get 4 of these. I'll show them. I did die cut them out. You get 4 of these, and then you get these little extras, and just wonderful. And then you get these stamps that are, oh, there it is. It is here. There's, it is. I did put it back. It just fell. There you go. And then you get these stamps, which are absolutely fabulous, and will color your paper. And that's really nice. Let me see if I can get this correct. Maybe not. Maybe. That's all right. There it is. Goes a certain way. And so anyway, so there you go. You can see all of those. You've got leaves and flowers and centers and all kinds of little designs. So it really is a beautiful pack, and goes with the paper so well. And you'll see that momentarily. So here, there's this side. I'm just going to show you this side real quick. This side, and you see those shapes and all of those squigglies that are part of the shapes and squigglies that are part of the stamp set. So there is that. I believe this is the sheet that I used for our cards today. Then you have that in gold, so you can see that they're gold. Then you have this, again, just little splotches and all kinds of things like that. There you go. There. Here are the flowers, there and there. And then I'm going to show you the other side real quick. And here is the other side, there. And just so that you see this, so this is the other side of what I used. You'll see that in a moment. And here are those papers. This paper is made to cut. This paper, I think, is made to cut. So the next month when I go ahead and show you these cards, they'll be all cut pieces. So this is for fun. This is for cutting and enjoying that beautiful paper that you just got. And those are the images. Before I go on with my project, I want to show you those die cuts so that you can see them. So that was the one die cut here. And so that was that. And then here is the, I'm just going to check something, make sure we're good. Yeah, we're good. And so that was one of the die cuts. That was the small one that is like that. And you can see, if you can see that, it's so nice. So nice. So those are the labels. Then I'll show you this in a moment. Then you have your circles. So you have your 4 circles, and this is part of the circles. And what I did, I gave you the measurements. This is so perfect because we don't have punches, so these would work. And this set, of course, goes with the mini die cut set for sure, would go with a new mini cut and emboss machine. So you would be able to do all of this in the mini cut and emboss machine, which is really handy. And the sizes are perfect. This is a 2.5 inch. This is a 1 3/4 inch. This is the 1 3/8 inch. And this is the 1 inch. So with this set, you get perfect little circles. All right. And so the same here with the hexagons. You get a series of 4 hexagons, which are just perfect as well. And you get, so I measured this way and then this way. Okay, so the shorter is always between here and the longer is always between here. And that was 2 5/8 and 2 1/4. That was 2 1/4 by 2. That was a 1 7/8 by 1 5/8. And then this is 1¼ by 1½. So 1½ is the longer one by 1¼ across. So you even have these. So these are so perfectly sized, and these replace in one set, you would get all of this as far as labels and things to build with. And I just wanted to show you my little rabbit that I am building with this. And one of the dies is that 1-inch die, and I use that little hexagon embellishment. And then I do use the daisy punch. And so, and simply punch it out. You don't even have to punch out the whole daisy, just partial daisy, and then cut off all the leaves and just leave 2 as your ears. And you have a perfect little rabbit. All right, so I did want to show you that 1-inch circle is perfect for that right now, and this punch. And just because I have a new punch that's from the clearance rack that I showed you, again, I just want to show you this one again. And I knew I could make something out of those lips. I'm sure I'll come up with something else. I'm also seeing fish here. So, but this is our little birdie that I saw. And so definitely with those lips, all I did is I took the lips, and then I took a straight edge, whatever that straight edge may be. And then I simply, as you can see here, I simply took the straight edge, took it to the middle of the lips there, and then saw what I had and saw if I was happy with my bird basic structure. And then I drew a line and I simply cut it. And then that piece that was cut off becomes the wing. It's so simple. And since I love punches, I now can punch birds at any time. Of course, I was using those little hexagon dots as the eyes for those little birdies. I did want to show you that also with this punch, which is really, really cool. Of course, you can get these hearts and then start making your shamrocks with these hearts. So it's just perfect for a little shamrock on a card right now. As you saw in my other videos, I'm sure I use hearts to make the shamrocks, and that's a perfect size heart. All right, so I did want to show you that. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss what I did. And I'm going to pick out a card and just kind of discuss what I did so that you can see it. And I would use maybe something like that. Yeah, something like that. All right. And so for this card, what I would do, first of all, is I typically look at which section I don't want, top or bottom, and then I would cut 3/4 of an inch off. All right, now that would leave me, these are 6 by 4s, so that would leave me with a 5 1/4 by 4. I could take a whole inch off and end up with a 5 by 4, but I just took 3/4 to have a 5 1/4. And I could have used this, and you'll see how I'm going to use this. I could have used this piece, and this was the piece that I cut off from the paper that I'm using. All right, so I could have gone ahead and used that in place of this piece, which I'm going to show you how I'm going to use. And I cut an inch off of my basic white cardstock, and that was actually 8 inches long as this card is. All right, so so I did cut this off the bottom because I decided this is the card I'm going to use, and you can see here I cut it off at the bottom 3/4 of an inch off. And then I was left with this piece, and I could have made this the little bottom piece, but decided to cut another inch. All right. So I also fold these inside out. Okay. So this becomes my inside of my card. My white is my back side of my card, which is just perfect. Then what I do is I score this at 2 and fold it up and down, just like that. Okay, so you're going to fold this inside out, and then you're going to go ahead and score this at 2 and fold it back. All right, so that's all you have to do after you do your cut. Then I took my piece of 6x4, and as I told you, this piece belongs right here, and I'll show you how that works in a bit. So that piece belongs right here. So I took my 6x4 and I cut 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. All right. And this is the piece I cut. So that's what I would do. All right. And then I cut another piece, again, supposedly the same size. Now, I did make a mistake on this one, but because of the geometry, I was able to have some fun with it and glue some extra piece on there since I was missing a piece. But basically, that's what you would do. You would then get some of these thin strips. Because this is a 6x4, you could cut them in half and do some design work like I did. I have a tendency now to try and decorate with any thin strip that I have in some way, even on the outside of my card or on the back side of my card. Or my outside of my envelope or the back side of my card. I want to use everything. So this time, the only piece I didn't use was this little piece right here of designer paper. I used everything. So then I cut this. Because I cut this at 5 1/8, I have this piece left over that was your 4 inches. And so I trimmed this down, all right, so that I could use it right here. I simply trimmed it down so that I could use it right here. So basically, you can either go 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. These are each of these sections, and I'll explain that in a moment. But each of these sections are 2 inches long, so be 1 3/4, and then that's an inch by 3/4 inch wide. That's what you would want. You want 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And that's how that would go. All right. Otherwise, if you do use this piece from the original cut, okay, because we'll use this as a front, and maybe I should just give you an example of kind of what we're doing. We're building this piece right here. Okay, this little gate. So we're building this kind of a card. And so with that, we could have used this 3/4, and I would have trimmed this down some more to fit this white part. So I would have probably only made it 1/8 of an inch smaller, since this was 3/4 already, which is 6/8. So I would have made it 5/8, and then just take 1/8 off. So 1 7/8, 2 pieces of that. Instead, I would already have this colored. So it's kind of nice to use that piece. All right. But I'm not going to do that. So then with this card, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. That was the designer paper. I showed you how to cut this. So all we're going to do now is we're going to glue these strips on. Oh, wow. That came off not good. What I will do is, what I typically do is I will take a piece of, oh, here's something I could use. I have a sponge here. Okay, doesn't matter that it's colored. I didn't know that was kind of a lot of ink. Whoa. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and center this piece. My pieces are typically pretty tight. I like the 7/8 of an inch, so they're pretty tight pieces. This one, which is basically the same size, okay? I just added pieces a little bit, as you can see, for decoration. That is not necessary at all. And I'm going to use the opposite side of that designer piece of paper. So you have two sides and I use them. So that is perfect. So there you go. So there you have that. That's your beginning. All right. Then that strip that is actually 8 inches by 1 inch, or 8 inches by 3/4 of an inch. That would be like this. The side that is white, you would simply fold it in half up and then fold this down. So basically that's what you're going to do. All right, that's what you do. I took an inch. I made it an inch. So I fold it in half and then I fold the back backwards. That's all you need to do. All right. So to go ahead and finish this piece off, since I want designer paper on it, I am going to use this piece that I cut from the card itself, and I'm going to use it because I really do like to use all the cardstock. And this is 3/4 of an inch, so you will see quite a bit of white. Then this is the same. I made this to go at the end. So then I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it this way, is what my plan was. Everything's a visual thing here. There you go. Making sure they're aligned. And then this was this way. I already put the little hexagons on there. I used 3 of the hexagons. We'll see if I keep them. I can see one of them I want to move over a little bit, but that's okay. That's perfect. So that's now my little barrier. And then I'm going to take this, and all you do when you do these is you glue this here, and this piece gets glued down. That's all that gets glued down, okay? And then we can build on that, all right? That's how I do it. So I know that it has to go here, so I'm just going to put the glue right here. And this is the long end, and the long end goes here, and I'm going to butt it up right up to that. Right up to that edge, and that stays glued down just like that. Give it some time to sit and get glued down like that. And then this end is going to go right here. So I'm just going to put a little glue here. This glue is so good, you don't need tons of it. So I'm going to glue that down there. I'm going to make sure that that goes to the end and is at the bottom. Sorry about that. There you go. There you go. There it is. There it is. All right. There it is. There's your card already. That's how it'll stand. That's how it'll look when it stands. You will see that I did use, okay, so I used the Hello Beautiful set, okay, and I used the Easter Friends because I do intend to make spring cards with this set. I just think it has the spring colors. I really enjoy it. So I am working with these two today. Hope to continue to work. My idea is I did take the big circle die cut and I did use as you can see here, I used this one and this one in two different colors. I did use the Just Jade, and I did use the, what was it? Oh, crushed curry. That's the color it was. So, and here the Happy Easter was pretty long. So what I did is I just colored the happy and blocked the Easter part. And then once that was done, I blocked the happy and just did the Easter part. I think that made that, or I said that opposite. So typically how I do this on a block, and just to show you what I do is, this is the time when I always use a pen. And so if I wanted the Happy Easter and I just want the happy, all I do is color this with my pen, especially with the rubber patience. Make sure it's well covered, test, then do it again and stamp. And then I did the East. I washed that off, make sure that it was good and clean. I do use my chamois. I do love this chamois. I do. It's great, and it really works well and cleans off everything really well and lasts a long time. And thank you, Bethany Barnard, for giving me this as a prize, because I do love it. So anyway, so you get your happy and do that first, then wipe it clean with your chamois cloth, and you can buy chamois other places also, but that one does really work easily. And then here the Easter. And so that's how I did those. All right. So next, that's how you would do that. I did stamp these down first, as you saw, and then put the happy, well, you didn't see, but that's what I did, and then put the Happy Easter down. The other thing that gave me the idea to do this is this stamp set right here, that has that kind of feature. All right, and I really wanted this stamp set because I usually don't like just white, so this is going to be perfect to darken up. Has little hearts and splotches. It's a perfect little stamp set. Right here you can see this stamp set. It's going to be great, so I'm going to enjoy that. That's kind of a new stamp set that I just got. And so there you go. So that was the Happy Easter. So right now, what we do here is we're going to go ahead and place this right here. Now, the best thing to do when you do this is I did stamp the little chick from the Easter Friends. You can use espresso, or you can use soft suede. I used the StazOn that they used to sell. And then I went ahead with the crushed curry and colored it in just where it's dark. And then I went ahead and put a little bit of Winka Stella over it to kind of make it a little yellower all over. And so this is going to be my little chickie, and this is kind of how I'm going to glue that on. So for me, the best thing to do, the way I like to do this, is I'm going to first glue on. I'm going to first glue on the little guy here. And I could, though, put it on a dimensional. That could work really well. I could use a dimensional for this as well, but I don't think so because it pops out as it is. So I think that'll be good like that. And then I wanted to put the bunny right about here so you could still see the bunny. All right, and so that looks really good. So that kind of looks good. So I think that'll work. So I'm not going to put any dimensional on there because it's already popping up. So I don't feel that. And of course, you're only going to glue it on one part, right? So I'm going to go ahead and glue it right down here, and that right here. So I just glued that. You see my other side, I did mess that up. And I'm just thinking again, like my mistake before, I've done this before, and it'll be okay though. Yeah, because you really can't see the back side. But what I would do is I'll cut it in half. If you do see the back side, you see there, I'm going to cut the piece in half and glue it so it's white, is what I would do. All right, so there's my Happy Easter right there, like that. And then my big guy, I put my sending warm and happy wishes this spring, came from this set as the Happy Easter did. And that guy I will put on dimensionals, and I will put him right here like that. Yeah, I think I will put him on dimensionals, I think that'll work nicely. And since he doesn't, he basically won't move, that won't move, so you can have that glued down. So I will glue that down. And so I will put dimensionals throughout, and you could simply glue. I might go ahead and glue his foot down, but we'll see. So we have that and that. And then I want to take it as much to the corner as I really can. And just his little foot right there, right on top there, like that. So cute, isn't it? All right. And so when you open it up, you have something like that. Now, for me, this card is quite sweet and pretty much done. But, you can embellish even more if you really wanted to. Of course, in that set, there was this heart. And you can put that heart right here if you like. If you wanted something right there, you could put the heart right there to add in. Also, you could put the heart right here with some flowers. And so if I did this, what I could do is I could take that. Let's see. I could take a flower, and I could take the other flower and the third flower, because we like threes, and take the leaf that came from the cutouts. And I could go ahead and do something like this, but you would glue this now just to that bottom. And that is really, really sweet. Although I don't think I would do that. I think that is really sweet. I think I want to leave it a little simpler. I think it's lovely as it is. I think that you could also, the only other thing I think you could do, if you wanted to, if you felt the need, you could definitely put this little banner up here. If you like that, you could do that. You could also put that banner right here and here. If you wanted to go ahead and do something, maybe the banner like that and like that. Let me see, something like that and like that. So that's kind of cute. If you like that, I don't think you need it, but if you felt like you did, you definitely could do that. And that would be really cute as well. I do like that. I think that's really, really sweet. And I think that once you open it, all you have to do is say love and your name, and you sign right here. You can definitely see this is not too dark. You don't need a white background or anything like that. I think you've got a lovely little card here. All right. I just might put those little guys right here. I haven't decided. There might be enough color. I will give you a picture later if you want to see it. All right. So here is my first card with the Abstract Beauty Suite. And so if, yes, Abstract Beauty Suite. And this fold is a particularly great fold for these kind of cards. And there are actually 5 different card types you can make with this one fold. And I will be showing you with these cards and this suite how to make those 5. So next Monday, you need to check in with me and see what my next card is, my fancy fold card, using this basic fold. All right, with this set, and most likely with this one or another one that would be Easter. So this is what I am going to be highlighting. Okay, everybody. I hope you had fun watching this video and that it was helpful in you using this Abstract Beauty set. All right. Goodbye now.